Hey gang, Uncle Todd here. We only got 3 episodes to go on Batman Cape Crusader. This episode, we go back into spooky territory. We have two boys at an orphanage, Dickie and Jace. And given the artwork on Dickie, he looks a bit like Dick Grayson from the 40s style comics with the two little forelocks that come down. Anyway, they sneak out of their orphanage to go look at a carnival being set up. This is actually a campaign event for Harvey Dent, who's wanting to get good publicity. People that give, it would be giving to the campaign, and then da 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 da. And he's going to invite the orphans there for free. Good publicity. Well, they meet this little girl, a little strange Wednesday Addams looking girl, only without the pigtails. And she lures Dickie into one of the tents. Dickie doesn't come back. Well, it's the event of the carnival, and Leslie Tompkins, who's the head of the orphanage, takes the children. Bruce is there to help out. He thinks Dent might be a good mayor. And they visit the tent of Dr. Knight. And he has this incredible invention and just needs a volunteer from the audience. Why, who should it be but the same little girl from earlier? Her name is Natalia. Interesting name. And she gets into the machine, and her body is powered by electricity. And she is able to lift this huge amount of weight. Well, afterwards, she runs into Jace. And he wants to know where Dickie is. Well, she'll take him to Dickie. And they find Dickie, he's barely conscious. And he's kind of sick. And then Natalia grabs Jace and starts to breathe life force, essence, whatever, out of his mouth into hers. She is interrupted by Dr. Knight, who is her brother. And he says, they have an argument. She's got to stop doing this. She can't keep feeding on children, and what if she goes too far? And then she counters with she has to do this to survive. And that every performance takes more out of her, and she needs more energy. Well, after that, another child goes missing. She's just uncontrollable. Thorne clandestinely meets with Dent, gives him a bunch of cash that he says he can mix in with the receipts and think of it as all donation money. The only thing he wants in return is the Milligan trial that Dent is prosecuting. He wants the charges dropped, lack of evidence, whatever Dent feels would be most believable. Now Dent's at a crossroads. Taking money is one thing. Doing something in return is something else. Anyways, Bruce is notified of the missing girl, and he goes look for her and sees her with Natalia. And they go into the Hall of Mirrors, where Bruce gets turned around, and he hears the girl scream, and starts breaking through the mirrors and breaks out through the wall, where all the carnies see him, and all they see is him chasing after Natalia. He's chasing a girl. He's some kind of creep. So they gang up on him and knock him down a little ravine where he gets knocked unconscious. When he awakes, the carnival's closing up. Leslie Tompkins is yelling at Dent because there's children missing. He should have had better security. Bruce changes to Batman and finds that there's another child that's not around. This is Carrie. She's a bit of a tomboy, has short red hair, glasses, and is outside the carnival shooting at bottles with a slingshot. She reminds me of someone. Maybe it'll come to me later. Anyway, Natalia comes upon her, and Carrie tells her that she is practicing so that she can take on this creep who's taken the kids. She ain't going down easy. Well, Nocturna grabs her and starts to feed on her, but Batman stops, so she feeds on him instead, at which point Carrie socks her with a rock from her slingshot. It's at this point that Batman, who had found the tent earlier, in the fight with her brother, she killed him. Well, mortally wounded him. Batman got there and he told her keep her out of the sunlight before he dies. Batman informs her her brother's dead, and she collapses. She has no one now. She's destroyed her whole family. And then the sun comes up, and she's starting to burn. And Batman says, "Let me help you." And she says, "No, I have nothing left to live for." And when she collapses from the sunlight, he wraps her in his cape. Carrie's like, "Why didn't you just let her die? She's not worth it." And Batman is very much all life is worth it. Something to think about there. So, later, Natalia is locked up in a special wing at, I believe, Blackgate. Might be Arkham. I can't remember this. I watched this a couple weeks ago. The children are all recovering, and Carrie is wowing them with her tales of how she defeated this creature. Then we cut to the trial, where Milligan and his lawyer are expecting Dent to stand up and say they withdraw charges for lack of evidence. And Dent says nope, he is fully going forward with the trial and wants the suspect remanded into custody. Then after he goes to the men's room, someone comes out of one of the stalls and throws acid in his face. And that's where we end. So, yes, the little girl is obviously Nocturna, another Batman villain. And we are now seeing Dent become his origin of Two-Face at the end, heading into the next one. There's also an interesting part where one of the carnies is an alligator man, i.e. Killer Croc, and Batman has a fight with him and defeats him. It's a hard-won fight, though. And I like how Dent is torn between his two sides, basically. His darker side is willing to accept the money. His lighter side is not willing to compromise his cases for it. And we're going to see how that plays out next time. Another good episode. I like the little Easter egg of Carrie Kelly from the Frank Miller Dark Knight Returns and Strikes Back books pops up. It is very obviously her. Short red hair, the glasses, the slingshot. Yeah, kind of a little Easter egg there. Will she eventually become one of his minion, like Dick Grayson and Jason Todd and can't remember who plays Red Robin, but anyway, good episode. Really enjoyed it. Looking forward to seeing Two-Face arrive. And until next time, please hit like and share.